Hey, blockchain users. Despite the lingering fear, I am still quite bullish. There are a few reasons for that, but before, I want to reiterate that we are below the 0.5 fib level at 59K. Now, this is a mix of a good and bad news. So the good news is we are testing it. We are close to potentially closing above. If we see a daily close above 59K, this is good news. We are back in a medium bullish position and the bull run is probably at the door. Now, as long as we are below, we are still in the medium weak position, which is not quite a good thing, but it's all right. Because you see, 2 days ago, we had this nice bar pattern, which is basically what I call a localized shakeout. We saw a dip down, nice and steady, and then we went back up. This basically means that a lot of people were selling out of fear, expecting lower prices. Meanwhile, buyers stepped in between about 55K and 57K. So this is a zone of support, and as long as it holds, then great. We are probably forming a base at a higher price, so we can put a line just there. Now, what this means basically is that if we go below that, that would be bad news, but I expect it to all because we've seen buyers. So it's also our invalidation level. If we go below that, bad news. We are probably gonna stick around at lower prices, and we are in for a longer ride. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, shall we? So I look at that every week or every 2 week to know where the global economy is going, whether I should be a macro bull or a macro bear. And unlike most people online, my strategy is very simple. The most simple thing I'll do is just draw a line like that. When this happens, well, we're going down. This might sound very stupid, but it just works. And a bit better would be, okay, we're making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. So we are in a bear market. That's how I define it, basically. Now, when this happens, I try to be either neutral, so in cash, or going short, but mostly neutral. Now, that was it. This is in the past. A few years ago, about, well, 2 years ago, I noticed that we were making higher lows. This is when I began to think, all right, a bull market is starting. And I had perfect confirmation here, but honestly, around here, I was going long, and I've stayed long this whole time because ever since we've seen only higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and yep, you guessed it, higher lows. Now it's nothing very hard, and again, you can just draw a line like that. It's going up. So I'm a macro bull. That's simple. I don't need those complicated terms they use on TV to make you afraid. So yeah, just keep it simple. Now let's zoom in a little bit. So this is more like, the multi-month to multi-year stuff. If we zoom in on more what's happened recently, there are a lot of talks about recession, especially in the last few days. So I don't know for you, but I was just talking with, normal people that are not into finance, and they talked about recession in these few days. Now, if you look at that, we have a single line, which is our 0.5 fib level using the range here. So right now we are in the strong half of the tool and we bounced on it, which is a bullish signal. On the other hand, people on TV and everyone were talking about recession. When there's a divergence between technical analysis and what people are saying, it's usually because a higher low is forming. And so far this signal has been playing out. What this all means is very simple. We are still in a bull market, both on the big picture and the small picture. I am expecting the all-time high that was recently put into the S&P 500 to be broken, and we're going to go significantly higher, especially in the next year. Wow, so much wisdom in such a short amount of time. Now, if you have a friend that is overcomplicating their trading, show them this video, especially the part about the S&P 500. Trading doesn't need to be complicated to be efficient. And of course, this will help because the algorithm is always pleased by people sharing. Anyway, so that's all I have to say. If you've enjoyed this video, do the thing with the YouTube buttons, and I will see you next time.